Welcome back, class. Today we're going to continue on with the Great Depression. When we ended things last time we talked, Wall Street had crashed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was plummeting and things were not looking good for investors. This massive stock market crash had ruined many investors, but they were not the only ones affected. There were also many banks that had been lending money to these investors that were also finding themselves in pretty deep trouble. This crash also delivered a huge blow to American industry, which had already been struggling. Remember, contributing to this problem was a lot of U.S. citizens purchasing factory-made goods through credit. Banks aren't loaning out money, so a lot of the population, they're not actually buying anymore. So the economy's kind of struggling. So with all these things combined, these effects would be felt throughout the entire country and really beyond. Following the stock market crash, the American economy took a severe downward dive. And this economic downturn became known as the Great Depression. And this Great Depression was a result of a number of complex factors, which we will kind of go over the course of the next couple of days. One of the huge causes was a slowdown in industry. This slowdown had begun before the crash, but it's going to quickly worsen after the stock market crashes. As a result of the slowdown in industry, many workers are going to end up losing their job. By the year 1933, 1 out of every 4 workers were unemployed. The unemployment rate was nearly 25% during the Great Depression. Just to give you an idea, today's unemployment rate is a little under 5%. Joblessness and poverty reduced Americans' abilities to buy food and goods, which is going to hurt industry even further. As businesses and investors failed to pay off their loans, banks also suffered. At this time, a bank's failure meant that people who had savings in the bank could lose all of their money. Banks were not protected like they are today. And a lot of people, they had a lot of money tied up in the bank. So if your local bank closed, well, you just have to kiss all that money goodbye. So as a result, a rumor that a bank was struggling could cause anxious depositors to withdraw all of their savings, driving the bank out of business. Do you see how this could be a problem? So here we have a chart showing us number of U.S. bank failures from 1892 up until 2008. And the Great Depression is going to be around this area here. We're going to have hundreds of banks throughout the United States close their doors. The President of the United States at this time is Herbert Hoover, and he believes that the government should have a limited role in business affairs. So he's going to favor a minimal government response to this crisis. Many of his advisors believed that the Great Depression was normal and it was healthy, and really it was just an adjustment to an overheated economy. Hoover eventually took some of his actions to fight the Depression, but many Americans felt that he was doing too little too late. Herbert Hoover, he's going to be replaced by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who's elected as President of the United States in 1932. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he's going to be coming into the presidency with a lot of ideas to try and stimulate the economy and get America moving forward again. Under Roosevelt, the federal government's role in the lives of Americans increased greatly. Roosevelt pushed forward a program known as the New Deal, and this was all aimed at fighting the Great Depression. Roosevelt believed that government spending could help start an economic recovery. The New Deal established public works programs that gave jobs to the unemployed and provided government money for welfare and other programs. This New Deal is also going to create regulations that are going to help reform and protect the stock market and the banking system. All right, that'll wrap things up for today. You can go ahead and get notes put away, and we'll see you in class next time. Have a good night.